Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Kelly Recinos, Product Manager at Educational Insights. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, give us a little background before we talk about your cool product on the market. Give us some background about Educational Insights.
Great. Educational Insights is committed to bringing out the spark in every child, is what we say, but it's essentially making education fun, bringing learning to play, everything that you remember as a kid learning through your toys, essentially, imaginative play.
And what you've got on the market now is called the Artie 3000, ARTIE. It's a coding robot designed for kids, and I'll let you give us the fuller description here.
Sure. Artie's kind of a choose-your-own-adventure coding robot. The kids use the code that they designed to teach Artie how to draw, essentially. Any kid could jump right in. There's multiple entry points to learning from beginning to advanced. The best part is that the imagination the kids bring to code, really you get almost like an output that you can hang on the fridge. So it's not just code on the computer. It's code that creates art. We say that Artie puts the A in STEAM.
It's a terrific toy, educational toy. And give us more of an overview of how kids would use this. What's the age range it's intended for? And step us through how they set up and get started.
Sure. Artie was designed for ages 7 and up. It's got an initial drag and drop interface where the student goes into an online environment, although it's through Artie's Wi-Fi. So you're not actually online. You're just reading from Artie's chip using a browser. So they have drag and drop, which they may have used in school or in a library or, makerspace. And there's very simple directions. We actually have some programs that are pre-programmed, so you can draw a circle right out of the box. Any age can pick it up, but we want to make it for, early readers as well as, experienced coders. So he's got drag and drop on board. He also has a remote control function. There is Python and JavaScript on board, as well as Blockly and Snap, which are used in a lot of libraries and classrooms.
And it uses pens, which are, I guess, fairly easily replaced.
Right. The pens are any kind of tall, skinny markers that you see in the stores all the time. He comes with 4 colors, and anything that you can stick in the pen holder will work.
And you've done a lot to keep the pricing affordable, it seems to me. Tell me about that.
Sure. We wanted to make sure that coding is accessible to everybody, and also Artie works well in multiples. So we think it would be really ideal if a library or like a class lab had a couple Arties that you could have competitions or Artie Olympics or some sort of obstacle course or a competition, because you can run 2 Arties, with a laptop or a tablet each, or you could run 1 tablet both on 1 Artie, 2 tablets on 1 Artie, and then you could have a competition. So there's all sorts of ways to access Artie using multiples.
And what are the kids actually learning? What do they come away with?
Well, it's, since we're starting so young and starting with beginners, we wanted to make sure that they learn the beginnings of coding, sequential thinking, problem solving, the ability to go back and, struggle a little bit, but then also have that great accomplishment at the end of something tangible you can hang on the fridge. Because when you have an output of a piece of artwork, it's a little bit more different than trying to get mom to come in and look at the code that you created on the computer.
And Artie is an honorary member of Mensa? Tell me about that.
He is. He is he's the 3rd honorary member of Mensa, the first robot. The other 2 are Lisa Simpson and Mr. Peabody, who was my favorite growing up. So we're very proud of him, and they are working with us to come up with some curriculum and just some really cool ways to explore Artie's capabilities for all kids.
So what parents should know is that a purchase of this, it's kids aren't going to get tired of it. There are new things
Not
coming
at,
out all the time.
there are, and the nice thing about Artie is you scaffold it a little bit, kind of like learning a language. You start not knowing anything. You get this pre-programmed code. You look at it. You make a circle, and then by changing the length of a segment, you can make the circle larger or smaller. So you're already adjusting the language. My pen is orange, my pen is blue. So then you go to the next step, which is pointing and clicking, making a picture with this grid that's on Artie, on his chip. And then when you click a button, it shows you what the JavaScript is. So now you're seeing the one-to-one correlation between this is something I drew, this is the actual JavaScript code. And then you could go into creating your own JavaScript. So it's kind of one of those things you just keep exploring, and you expand as far as you want to. It's really up to the kid's imagination.
And tell us about the pricing and availability.
Sure. Artie is $69.99, and he's available at Amazon.com, educationalinsights.com, and pretty soon to stores near you.
Very cool. For more info, where do we go?
Codewithartie.com.
Again, it's codewithartie, ARTIE.com.
Correct.
Kelly Recinos,
Exactly.
Thank you for taking the time with us.
My pleasure. Thanks, Fred.
Now this. Innovation. Hi, I'm Fred Fishkin, and I've been covering consumer technology for a long time, and it takes a lot to impress me. That's why I'm excited to tell you about the latest way to enjoy cooking in the great outdoors from my friend Patrick Sherwin and his great team at GoSun Stove. What if you could harness the sun to cook your meals anywhere you go, day or night? The GoSun Fusion arrives this summer using the company's tried and true reflectors and a solar vacuum tube to get you cooking without the mess of charcoal, heavy propane tanks, or smoke. And with an optional solar panel and battery storage, and the ability to plug in at home or on the road, you really can use the GoSun Fusion to cook anytime and anywhere. Want to learn more? Head to gosun.co and use the code Techstination to save 10%. That's gosun.co.